And can you all see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I
So
can.
this part of our presentation, you can see the first slide. It shows the procedure on how to register with state internal revenue. Then the second paragraph is just an introduction. I don't know. Sorry, you guys should bear with me. My system is hanging. So why the third paragraph it talks about the document that we need to along the as in the registration to internal state revenue. Then these are the letter, as in the printout that you also attach to it. So stop here. So I would like my second person to introduce himself too. My name is Oyenira once again. I'm an accountant. I'm a CA expert. So today I'll be taking on how to do your procedure on how to register with state internal revenue. So let Mr. Samuel introduce himself too before we go into the details
Good afternoon, everyone.
Today's training.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, just signal by saying hi.
Good afternoon. I can hear you.
Absolutely. My name is Samuel Akoni.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Samuel Akoni. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a tax expert. I'm a financial reporting expert. I'm also part of the team that is going to train you on LIRS, because part of my job is focusing more on state internal revenue, although my job is majorly focused on Lagos State, majorly. So the case study of today's training is going to be focused on LIRS. And I am very, very sure that you guys are going to enjoy the training and you have the confidence, even though you are not practicing tax or at your place of job, you don't deal with tax. With this training, you'll be able to confidently say you do it, because you'll be having live demonstration. It's not by the book, the one you know on the book. This is more of life directly. So I'm very sure and confident that you guys are going to be fully impacted. And all thanks to AJH Accounting Job Hub, powered by Onida, Your Might, and the team. So you guys are welcome for the training. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
So can we start now?
Yes, please. We have. Yes.
Okay, so as you all can see now, this is my screen. These are an Excel sheet. At the end of today, you guys will be having this part of the package out along with the procedure house ready with state revenue. As you can see, we have a calculation here. It's just a rough calculation I do for myself. So I'll open another new sheet to do a new style that nothing. How come this guy drives this number and go about this? You can see from here, this is not completely yes, and most of these just we share in different ways. Most people use this three method. These three ways, the easy transport and housing. But you see some people do they have long details operating on this amount to result to the amount they use utility like this. But you see all those words are very long. The best thing you can just direct.
Your mic, please.
Okay.
Once we join the call, we can mute ourselves. Like, please, thank you.
Can I go ahead?
I think you can. What's the issue? Your mic, please try to share your screen. We are not seeing your screen very well. It's showing. Yeah. Okay, you can continue.
Like when a company they will tell your salary is most people know how they lost. They keep telling you in this amount to not pay or call it gross debt. Those people use me myself because I don't want to be because all the percentage must for 200%. I know if better. Even before I start to know I can proceed. Hello. So you see the basic percent of this amount, what you earn as the basic, then 1% of this amount there is what you earn as your transport. Then you see this remaining 29% you pay. When you calculate all these percentage, it will result your 100%. And you see here is equivalent to this amount monthly pay that they told us initially. They get and some companies are more. There's no benefit, there's no pension, don't deduct tax. The rather tell you this month they will give you. So as in they have more interest in helping you as they want to give you benefits. So you see, they tell you you're entitled to pension, you're entitled to NHF and so many other benefits. Sure you get, but yeah, I'll be deducting that. I'll be talking about pension, only pension and tax, how we derive it. So you can see from this gross pay now, I'll still be doing the calculation. I'm just trying to talk about this analysis. I'll open a new page. So we'll do the calculation together, how we derive at these figures. You can see this 8% here. This 8% is the from this gross pay. It's almost like people they say 8%. Some people yes, some people 18%. People don't know the industry. Let's put it this way: is both employees and employer. So you see, this is take from the gross. So you have 4. So when you remove the from this initial, so you have 57,000 squared around 9 again. But you now times it times this what you have income and the annual gross income. This when you do this annual income, you know these are 10% or 1% of gross income. This so I will let you know so I can tell the calculation is based. I'm trying to there's a lot of just make this okay, this so I just need this amount. Can you guys see this amount? I'll just take this amount. I'll do it here. What's wrong with my demo? This password. So please hold on now. Type on this password is not. Oh.
Sorry, pardon me, please. I would advise that you probably open a new Excel entirely, like an Excel book entirely, instead of
You said what? Okay, I should open a new sheet.
trying to open. Just try to open another entire instead of trying to create a sheet on that one. That will be.
All right, thank you. Come on, the system is just hanging. I'm trying to. Can you all see my screen?
You can close some things that you do not need for now, so that it can reduce the load on the system.
I didn't open much. Serious, I didn't open much.
Okay.
Or can Mr. Samuel take over his own class? Like, can he do his own?
All right. Hello, guys.
While you figure out the class, while you figure out.
While your might, yes, absolutely. While your might is able to work on this, I'll proceed with mine. Okay. I'm going to share my screen now.
I think you might have to stop sharing your screen.
Yeah. Your might, please stop your screen.
Okay. I'm coming. Some minutes.
Hello, guys. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yes, we can.
The process of this training is a procedure on how to register with State Internal Revenue Service, which is and the case study is based on LIRS, Lagos State. Now, I'm going to skip on some parts because I assume you guys are a little bit familiar with the tax law that guide PAYE. Also, let's assume you want to register for a PAYE. You are a new accountant or existing accountant. You get to a new firm and they said they need an accountant that is going to help them to file their PAYE, or they've been dealing with it but have not been able to solve it. The first step that you need to take as an accountant is to first write a letter of application for PAYE registration, which is going to be sent to any LIRS in your locality. If you are in Surulere, there is an LIRS in that locality that you are going to address it to, depending on the area your office is located. I hope that is clear. Also, in that letter, you're going to need to attach a payroll staff. Let's assume in your company you have 50 staff. Assumption you have 50 staff. So you are going to give LIRS a list of all the 50 staff, the amount, gross amount of what you are paying them, your deduction that your company is adopting, the deduction that is allowed, pension is allowed, NHF is allowed, insurance is allowed, but it's not all company that abide by those deductions. So the one your company is abiding on, let's say pension and NHF, or only pension. So you just make sure you introduce that one to it. Also, part of the document is a form of your certificate, your CSC7, the company's name, the director's information, everything all together. Then also you need to introduce at least one tax director. Now, the directors is going to give you a tax clearance. For example, if the director does not have tax clearance, there's a way you can help the director to do assessments and make the payments. There's a way around it, but you have to include a tax clearance to it. Also, the rent receipt of your company where you domicile, the rental receipt or agreement also will be included. So these 5 documents is going to be taken to any LIRS station for registration. So after that,
system IOI, that's some.
please, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Please, I also encourage, if you have any question along the way, just note it down. So at the end of the training, we can answer those questions. So
Sorry, please,
after you
can
have
you
submitted,
recap? Sorry, can you
One
recap the
of
I can't hear you, please.
someone need to be muted. You have like 3 seconds.
In order for this meeting to be professional enough, I would prefer if everyone can mute itself. So any question you have, just note it and we are going to attend to it. I can guarantee you that. So, like I said, the first is just to write a letter of introduction for payee. Second, your staff payroll will be included. The third is your company CAC document, which include your CAC 7, the CAC, every other document attached. Then your company's director, the person that is standing as a director, should have a tax clearance. If the person does not have anything tax clearance, maybe it's a new company, there's a way you can do assessments, 3 years assessment, and they will attach it to the file. Then a rental receipt, making 5 documents. So after you have submitted that document to any LIRS station of your choice, but make sure that the LIRS station you are submitting to should be LIRS that is closer to your company. You cannot be working in Ikeja and be using LIRS station in VI. No. And you cannot be in Ikeja. Compulsory, you have to use Alausa. There are other tax stations. So this one, you have the choice to choose any tax station of your choice. It's not mandatory that it has to be Alausa. I hope that is clear. So after you have submitted those documents to LIRS, normally, if it was a well-standard organization, within 2 days, they will call you that this is done. But based on private and public sector, it takes a little time and you have to do follow-up. So let's just assume 1 week. They will, and also when you are doing it, they are going to give you your like a tax consultant, account officer. They call it account officer, the person you can liaise with LIRS if you have any issue. So you can be chatting the person up. The person will tell you that, okay, your company pay ID is ready. So after they've given you your company pay ID, the next thing you need to do is to go and make a business premises payment of 10,000 naira and a development fee 100 naira per staff. Now, like I said, I mentioned 50 staff earlier. So if you have 50 staff times 100, that means you are paying 5,000 naira. So the payment you are going to be making is business premises 10,000, development fee of 5,000. Also note, maybe after 1 year, you want the next year that follows, you are still going to pay development fee for the staff. It does not end in just 1 year. Development fee is per staff. Let's assume by the next year your staff strength have increased from 50 to 70. You are going to pay 7,000 for the staff for next year, but you are not paying business premises. So moving forward, this is a sample of the form you are going to fill attached with that letter you are going to submit. This is, for example, this one is for a Shogunle tax office closer to one of my clients here. So the company's name, the company's address, the contact person name, you can put the directors, date of incorporation, nature of business, name of directors, total staff strength, expatriates, number of Nigerian staff, blah, blah, blah. Just follow this and that's all. So this is a template of what you can use for the application letter. In case you don't know what to write, you can just use this. In the aspect of the address, while this is Shogunle tax office, you can put any tax office that you are using and the address, and you can go about with this. It's acceptable, no issue. Now, out of the documents you are going to do, put is a payroll. Yomite is still going to come on and teach you guys on how to prepare a payroll for your organization. We are still going to come back to that. Once it's ready, it's going to let us know that it's ready, so it can put you guys through on how to prepare payroll for your company. So once that is done, I'm going to put you guys through on how to generate a bill of reference for your payment. Gone are those days that you have to pay Lagos State manually. Now, this way is being done automatically through bill of reference, by which that once the payment is made once, every staff must get a payment. You just get an alert from LIRS that, bam, your tax has been paid. It is very compulsory. Now, I've seen cases whereby staffs are just working, assuming the company is paying their tax, but they never get any information. So that will be answered during the question and answered case. So over to your mind if you are ready for the payroll presentation. Onyinda, your might. Are you ready?
Okay, are you
Or
done
should-
with your session?
Yes, I'm done with my session. Or should I go ahead with the payroll? Ask your mics.
Please, I'm trying to get your. Is it? I think he's on the call actually. Mr. Yomi, are you on the call? Okay, I think you can just continue with the payroll. You have the file, right?
Yeah, I don't have his own particular file, but I can use. I have a document I can use to present.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please, if you have question, I would advise to start noting it down so we can address.
Yes,
it.
you can use the chat box, so you can drop your messages on the chat box. Yeah. So we are trying to make the class as short as possible because we are recording currently, so everybody can have the recording after the class too.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can anybody see my screen?
Yes, we can. We can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry, I was not prepared for this particular training. That's why. So now, based on this training now, if you can see, you notice there is basic allowance, basic salary 40%, housing 20%, transport 15, blah blah blah. Now, standard. These are company policy, not LIRS policy. So before they can give you your payroll, they're going to break it down for you that your basic salary is going to be this, your housing is going to be this, your transport is this and this and this. So at the end of it all, it's going to be. Hello, can I continue?
Yes, sorry, yeah.
So now, if the company is going to present your pay slip for you, they will not show you this particular one. They'll just show you the basic salary, housing, transport, and every other one they want to include. There is a reason for that, and we'll not be teaching you that reason. So if you are the accountant, you can contact accountant. They will tell you the reason why all those things. They are just a way by which you can do some stuff legally and not. You understand? So let's assume when you get your employment, they say your salary is going to be 2 million on an annual basis. So although this template has been built already, so I'll just, as we move on, I'm going to show you how it's been done. Now let me increase the font so you guys can see. Can we all see now? I think this font is big enough. So assumption that you get 2 million on an annual basis. So 40% of annual is going to go for basic, 20 for housing, 15 for transport, 15 for education, 10 for utility, while the total still boils down to 2 million at the first place. So under Pension Act and Tax Act, you are allowed to pay your employee pension on a minimum staff. Now, the thing is, it is not mandatory for your company to pay pension if you guys are operating between 0 to 14 staff. But it is mandatory from 15 staff and above. So if your staff strength is below 15, your company is not mandated So, but if they are up to 15, it is compulsory. So even though your staff strength is not up to 14 and your company do it, your company just decided to do it, but it is not mandatory. 0 to 14, not mandatory, but 15 and above is compulsory. I hope that is clear. So 8% of your annual, this 8% of this, for those of you that are very familiar with Excel, you can see the formula, just 8% times this will give you this. So while your employer are going to pay 10% of that gross salary, just 10% times this will give you this. NHF is 2.5%. National Housing Fund. So your company will have to charge it and pay it. Now, all these deductions that you are making, you have to make sure you make that payment. 7 days after your salary is being paid, you have to make sure you pay. I used AJH used to assist in sending reminders so that you guys will not forget. So you guys can also have it in mind. Or if you have an interview or a meeting and they ask you guys, so you should be able to defend it. Now, the annual gross income comes as a deduction of the annual total income minus pension and minus NHF, excluding the employer's percentage, which is the 10%, is not included. It is just being calculated. You are not going to remove it from the staff employee salary. Now, CRA is a relief that is being given to staffs. So I believe we all know what CRA means. So you just charge it on the employee to reduce the amount you're going to pay. Chargeable income. Then the tax law, this is where the percentage comes in. The 7% on the first 300, 11% on the second. Sorry. Okay, 11% on the second 300, 15%, 19%, 21%, and 24%. Now, based on this person that has 2 million as his annual gross, is only entitled to pay the first one, second, and first, second, third, and fourth. So if he's getting anything below, it will reduce. This formula has been built to make sure it captures if it's increasing or if it's reducing. You know, initially I said a salary of 2 million. So let's assume the salary is 1 million. The tax is going to reduce. You can see that it's only having the first and the second. So if it increased to 4 million as you get promoted in your company, your tax is going to also increase. You have up to first to fifth to pay. So the formula has been built in to do the job for you regardless. So now we move to annual tax payable. This tax that you are liable to pay on an annual basis, which is the summation of all the first to the sixth law. I hope you guys understand. In order to beat the time, so we are explaining it. Building all those formulas is Excel. Is something that you should be able to do. It's just an Excel formula. If this is this, you give us this. If not, is this, and you solve it. So then your monthly tax is just a division of your annual divided by 12 to get your monthly tax, annual net pay, and so on and so forth. So after this is done, that you have completed your tax, your payroll for your company. So I'm closing this as I don't need it anymore. Now, when you've gotten a feedback from LIRS to proceed with your tax, now they will have given you they will give you an access code. They'll give you your, I said access code, company ID. Yes. Now there are two ways you can use to differentiate it. The first one, if you is an individual payee, it starts with N, while corporate starts with C. and it has 7 digits number. So I'm skipping to, before I log in, I just want to show you a template also, one more template before we proceed. I'm trying to get the template. Apologize for the I don't know. Okay, let me just use this one. Okay. So now, let's say, can you guys see my screen now? I don't know whether you guys see it. Can you guys see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, you can see. Now,
See,
so once you have completed the payee and you want to make the payment, you want to make the payment on LIRS tax. So you have to make sure I'm coming. So now the template you are going to download, it's not like LIRS is going to send you a template. So once you log on to the website, there's going to be a template for you in a comma separator value, CSV file. So what you guys need to do is, on the name aspect, you put the name of the person, Ajala was the full name, then the taxpayer ID. So once you put the taxpayer for individual, and that, you see, just this one has a number that's introducing. Once that, the nationality, Nigeria, the designation, what is the person role? Let's say the person is okay, let's say financial accountant. Financial accountant, we include it. Now, this one, number of months, just put 1. It's not that serious. Then basic salary. Now, this basic salary, you are going to get it from somebody's mic is on.
Okay.
Now, this basic salary is going to be the basic salary in that payroll that you computed. You impute it, whatever it is. Let's say 1 million. The housing is going to be what is there, the transport, the furniture. Now, Lagos State introduced a lot here. Doesn't mean that is everything your company is doing. All these are company's policy. It's not like standard that compulsory. They must break everything down to housing, transport, furniture. So, and I've noticed that some people may have it in their mind that why must it be some company basic is 40, some company this is 50. Doesn't matter. They are just company's policy. There's nothing big deal about it. So if your company is giving you, now this aspect is compulsory, leave and bonus. Now on a normal pay slip, you won't see leave and bonus. Mostly this is being given maybe if you want to go on leave, or there's an exceptional performance and they are giving a bonus. So this too is not regular, but in the case of where you are going to be included in, when the company actually does that, you have to include it. So, and including 13 months salary. This is 13 months salary, which is being given at December period, utility and others. So this, for you to know that, is just numerous. You can also include yours if there's another one the company is doing that is not yet, include it, no penalty on it. But it is compulsory for you to make sure you introduce your NHF. Now, if your company is paying NHF, charging NHF, you must introduce it. National insurance, NHIS, I think it's insurance, I've forgotten the full meaning. Then this one is pension. Life assurance, if your company is engaging in it. Some big companies do goes to this. Now, After you all did this auction, the same way you have it in your payroll, the same way you have it here. The total everything, the gross income that is on your letter of employment, we have to be here. If your letter of employment is 4 million, you get a 4 million. Now, they don't want to know how you do your computation. Just tell us how much is the tax that you are paying. Now, the tax you are paying is already being computed in your own sheet. So let's say at the end of your computation, for a person that is paying 4 million, legally your tax is going to be close to, let's say 40 something, let's just say 45,000, depending on how your company structured it. So like that, as you have this, for your 50 staff, you do everything for your 50 staff the same way. Then you save. After you have saved it, you log on to the website. So please, in this part, I would like you to have, if you have question in this particular part, please ask instantly. This particular part, if you have question, just ask. So once you log on to the website, etax.lirs.net, if you don't know, just type etax LIRS. Google is your friend. It is going to give you the option. Try to log in. So in logging in, if you can see, it's asking tax payer ID. There should be a prefix of N or C. If for individual, you can check you can also check for corporate. You can also log in the same login details for the two of them. So for company, just see. For example, I'm using a client account, although it's not official, but for the sake of learning. 11 9 8 1 3 2 1.
Okay, so this is the thing, man. There's actually nothing to say. I just wanted to hear your voice.
Okay, now can we all see my screen? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I just want to confirm. Now, once you log in, you come up with the name of the company, blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. So you move to at this schedule, you move to payment. Now, once you click on payment, you click on generate /pay bill, whatever. Now, based on this training being LIRS payment, so once you come here, it's going to ask you to. Now, before this, you must have already import your. You must already import your pay that pay slip pay schedule that you just computed now, which is going to that you are going to import. You must already import it. Now, post step in importing it is not that difficult. Look at this. You have director, address, payroll. Just click on payroll. Click on payroll, then upload. I don't know whether you can see my mouse. Upload payroll. Once you click on upload payroll, you choose the file from where you save it, blah blah, and it loads. So once that is done, there's nothing special about it. Then come to generate payroll. Now, the agency that your company is using, even though it's Alausa, let's say Alausa, or okay, let me just pick anyone that is there, Aja. The agency that your company is located in Aja, and they register with Aja. Okay, let me don't use Aja market. Let me try and look for something spicy. Right. Let's say okay, yeah, City or at that Catholic Mission side at Island. That's your tax office is City or tax office that you registered with. Right. You click on it, whichever one you are using. Now, then you have to select the revenue you want to pay. You have business premises, stamp duty, and so on, capital transfer, direct assessment, and so on and so on. Just blah 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 to payroll, payee. You click on the payee. Once you click on it, now this applied month is going to be asking you for, let's say this is March. The payee you want to pay after February, so just ask you which month are you paying for. Just click on February. It's compulsory that you pick this. Once that is done, at this part, you choose your file. you upload that statement. Now, I'm going to tell you some issues that do occur while doing this, and the things and the control you have to put in place to get it done. So once you have attached the file, just click on generate bill. That's once you generate. Now I'm not attaching any files because I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
But I assume based on this level, I don't think you should have any issue with generating bill. Just come here, click on payment, generate, pay bill, generate bill. So once you have made that payment, a bill should be sent to you. I'm trying to look for a sample of one of my clients. Okay. Okay. So for now, this is how it's going to look like. The bill. This is how the bill is going to look like. So once you go to the bank, you want to make payments. You know, those banks can be very funny. So you just make sure you do not wait for that on the 10th. It's very compulsory because you can go to the bank now. They tell you no network. They can give you so many reasons. So you have to make sure you do not wait by that time. So now, once that payment is done, immediately the bank make that payment, things are going to be put in place. The staffs are going to get alert. It is compulsory they get alert. If your company is being compliant, they'll get alert of the amount that is being paid. Now, I can tell you categorically that I've worked in a company for years, and they used to charge tax. And when I log in, I finally find out about LIRS, and I'm actually doing it. When I log into my own profile, I do not see. So they are just charging it, and they are not everything.
Yeah, I mean,
so let's just keep that to the plate. So at this point,
or probably your PAYE is having issues.
So I say, so are you?
Me, I'm saying yes. That you are actually correct about that. So at this point, this is the end of the my own part. You might, if you have anything to introduce, please, I would like you to come in before we can move to question and answer.
Yes, my legs are
Please, I have a question. Good evening. I've been raising up my hands.
Sorry, the reason why we have not been attending, I'm coming, trying to mute myself. Okay, please proceed with your question.
Okay, good evening. And thank you for the lecture so far. And you made mention of CRA. I would like you to throw more light on it, please.
Another opportunity to add something to your CV is after service. This is what I was doing and all that. So it's a great opportunity also. So
hello, can you hear me?
But then you look at
I don't know if Samuel got that question. Hi, Samuel. Is he still on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call. CRA.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm going to talk more about it. I want to get more other questions.
Okay, you want to combine all the questions together? I think the next person.
You might can talk about it. You might can talk about it.
I still have a question, please. It's not just that, please.
Okay, sorry. Like you said about CRA. CRA is just like consolidated relief allowance. She gets. So there's a calculation we used to make use is 200% or 1% of your gross income, whichever is higher. Then you now plus it with 20% of your gross income. Initially, I wanted to do this calculation. My system was giving me an issue. I know people will come about ask this same question because I want to show a practical offset, a practical section that how do you derive this? Sometimes you can just make use of either you pick 200 or you pick the 1% of your gross income. But most time, I make use of the 200,000, which is constant. Then you now take the 20% of your gross income. Let me show you my screen. Maybe let me show you my screen so I can.
Okay. Do we have any more questions so that everybody can
Yes,
just
please.
ask their
Yes, please. I
questions
have a
at the
question.
Sorry, please.
Yeah, I
Sunday,
have a
please.
question.
Can you see
Wait,
my
let
screen?
another person ask the question first. Let another person go. So we can just have a mini
Yes, I
Yeah.
session
can see
here.
Can you
us.
see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So you see this 200.
Yes, I can see your screen.
You see this CRS. The combination of this 200
Okay.
and 20% of this your gross income, you result as this CRA. So this 200 is constant. Either you use this 200 or you use the 1% of your gross income. Then you see this 20%. This 20% is taken from this your. You can see they take this 20% of this your gross annual income, which is this 20% of this will give you 157,280 naira 0.70 kobo. Then you now add it with this 200,000, you get this. So this, when you get this is what we call our CRA. So when you now minus this from this your annual gross income, you have your taxable income. So they will not charge you for this taxable income. You can see this amount this person is collecting. We have to charge this person 349,122, and there's a formula we used to use. We have 7%. You know, everybody has different calculation, a means of doing their way. We have 7% of 300,000, 11% of 300,000, 15% of 500,000. So you know this 300,000, we can see it in this four. So when I remove this 300 from this amount, I still have how much? 49,000. So this 49,000, where can I use it? I still have like maybe 70%. So this 70%, you can use it from this amount to drive at this amount. So when you now calculate this first 21%, you know 7% of this 300. Initially this 300 now we remove it from this first one. We remove this amount from this amount. We get this amount. So when you add this amount to this amount here, you derive this amount. That is your yearly tax income. So when you divide this amount by 12, you derive this. I don't know if I can share my screen and just use LIRS calculator. You see, we also get the same answer, the same calculation here. I don't know if I can, if anyone can give me the permission to just show you how
you can share your screen. You can proceed. You can go ahead. Your screen is being shared already now.
Yes. Okay, I'm coming, sir. My system is just angry. You guys just bear. I'm just.
Okay, in the meantime, can somebody else ask the question? So in case if it's still on that same sheet that you're working on. Do you understand? I think.
Okay, please. I still have a question, please.
Sunday, wait. Let other people ask first. Then you can go. Since one of your questions have already been answered, please.
All right. Good evening. Can I come in?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Good evening. Yes. Thank you, Oyinda, for this opportunity. Please, I have a very important question, and the question is about. I remember you said something about policy, which I want to just ask a very clear question. So where I worked before, over the last 2 months, I changed my work. Like I used to work somewhere whereby they said they have something like, I don't know, maybe you have had it before, COLA, cost of living allowance. Hello, are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, please continue.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so they said there is something called COLA, and I work as an accountant there, but as a junior accountant. So I approached my Oga, the accountant, the main accountant. I said, sir, this COLA of a thing, I tried to go research it online. There's nothing to be found. And the COLA is that out of your, like it's 40% of your total earnings, like it's your basic allowance, your transportation, everything. If it's 100%, then 40% will be charged. I said that one is like they're not charging anything. So the other 60% is what they will now charge. The PAYE, the pension, the national insurance, and everything. Even on the 60%, they will still charge consolidated relief allowance, the CRA. So now my question is it not a way of, because I remember you said it depends on the company. The company has their own policy that they adopted. So my fair working with them do it. What if the comforter for the discover that this thing is is not like there is no law that backs it up in the tax constitution. Talk less of. But I believe it works in some other places, probably UK and the likes. They use it for maybe itinerant worker or like. But so my question is, as a company, because I'm working somewhere else and I see that they are paying higher to tax authority. I mean, in terms of PAYE and other things. So where I said they are using the COLA, I want to ask, can I also continue with that? Is it there's something we call allowable and disallowable expense in tax that the COLA of the thing, have anybody heard about it before? Is it allowable? Because I want to implement it in here because they are paying more. And implementing it would mean that they are going to be paying lesser. Because everything you are supposed to charge 100%, you now be charging 50%. So that's my question, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I'll give my main view from this. Mr. Samuel can also say, ever since I've been working as an accountant, I've not heard anything about that word again. That word COLA. Sometimes some employee will just work to accountants or even the HR. They will be trying to, please help us reduce this tax, and it's too much. We don't want to be paying tax. Maybe the word that COLA that they use, they are just trying to reduce as in the amount they will be deducting from your pay. And if they eventually know when they come from their audit, their normal audit, you see that you just get yourself into a problem. Sure, you get. And most times you see all these your tax officer, they are very smart. Each month that you pay your payee, let's say for instance you pay 200,000 as a January, and as at February you now pay 180,000. You surely receive a call from them. Mr. So why is your tax reduced like this? So you that you pay that amount, you already know was the feedback that you'll be giving them. In which way that one of our staff is no more working with us. That's why we pay 180,000 naira. And for you to back it up, you need to write a letter for them, because you can't just be telling them, okay, this and this is the main reason. That's why they keep demanding for your gross pay. After when you give them their gross pay, they will invite you to their office, or maybe they will come. They will tell you, okay, can you just give an analysis of this and this and this. You can't just come up and just make use of any words that is not in relating to accounting times, and due to the policy, please don't implement the COLA to whatever you are using. Use the normal basic, and you can see Mr. Sam share a sheet with us, and I'll also share my sheet. Whichever one you think is very suitable for you to use, you can use it. These are the main things we use now, because I know as a professional accountant, you need to implicate your.
I understand, but the man said the COLA is an acronym for cost of living allowance. Like that's the COLA of it.
Okay, Abiodun, I think I've seen it before, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Mr. Samuel can also, since they are in tax space. But for me, there was one particular job when they sent me the offer letter, right? So I noticed that they were paying me lesser, but in my current company, I was earning, will I say higher, but I was paying more in tax. I don't know how to put it. Where I was earning more, okay, they were paying higher, but my tax was lower. But at my current company, I was earning lower, but my tax was higher. So most companies try to do is that they try to make your net pay increase. Like since they know they cannot pay you more. So for instance, if they like the net they are willing to pay you is like, okay, let me say the gross is like 350, then your net may be like 320. So just 30k tax on it because of the cost of living allowance. So most companies even tag it as maybe like living expenses or something to reduce your pay basically. I don't know if there's a tax implication for it, but I'm sure that they will have, companies have their way around all these tax issues, even if the tax guys come around and all. So I think it's just a means to ensure that their staff are not paying too much in tax, which I really buy the idea.
Yes.
So you have greater net salary, you have a greater take-home salary than you using all your salary. You're any lower, you're paying higher in tax.
Exactly.
But with that COLA, you have a reduced payee basically. Like imagine, so okay, both two people will be earning 200,000 right net, but because of COLA, one person will be paying 50k in tax, another person will be paying 20k in tax because
exactly that's just
yes.
that's
So
the narration.
it pays both
That's
the
how
company and it pays both the employee because I take a higher net home, an higher net salary home basically. But I think when it now comes to the tax implication, maybe when the tax guys now come in and the company have a good explanation for why they are giving them the cost of living allowance, then I think it makes sense basically. But I don't know if our tax gurus have any other idea on it or
All
any
right,
other
thank you,
insight.
Miriam. Another thing is that where I currently work, the reason why I asked the question is that they have not been paying pay at all. So I'm the new accountant. So the man is like, I should make sure that I just put it in place. So now I want to understand the tax, the implication of the implication of bringing in the COLA of the thing. I know the man will accept because we make him to pay less as tax authority, which was what he wanted initially. But me now as an accountant, I want a situation whereby I'll be able to defend it. Let's say they come for anything, this is the accountant that prepared the payroll. It's the one in charge. So meeting. So now when they come to me and I'll start saying, no, my story is not clear, and I'll try to share the coiny. So that's why I actually told the person that probably I can see like a concise definition and maybe acceptability of it in practice. You know, you have seen a lot of companies, or like we that we are just one company accountant and that's, you understand. So I believe others are like you have vast knowledge and
I think we should move on to the next thing.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Biodun.
All right, sir.
Hello, Mr. The best thing you can do is just your new company that you just joined. Are you starting to pay your payee? Are you starting from January, or you want to start from last year, or you've not? Let me just let's say for instance you want to start paying from January. The best thing you can do your own computation. After you do your computation, give them your gross pay. So when you give them your gross pay, they will do an assessment for you. Then you receive the assessment back for you. If your own assessment is corresponding to what they give you, so you can go ahead and start making payments. So if there is any further more information that you need to defend yourself, so just be prepared and just defend yourself on how you come up with your COLA or whatever you call it, because I've not come across it, and I know the COLA is just a way of reducing tax for your employee. Sure, you get both employer, so it's a good idea for you, but just make sure you know how to defend yourself and with your management too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yomi. So we'll be taking question from Mr. Dewale. Please kindly be brief with your question because we'll be wrapping up shortly. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. My question is just like it's related to Mr. Yodun's question. Actually, I just two fame one, but the issue now is
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
I barely hear you. Please
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Adewale, from my end. Yeah.
Yes. So the company, it's a company, but having two separate bodies. One is a cooperative, one is a real estate. So the real estate started before beginning up. I mean, the cooperative started before beginning up the real estate. But the issue now is that they have LIRS register LIRS for cooperative, which they pay all the staffs. Meanwhile, for the real estate, they don't register for LIRS. So my concern now is that is it important for the cooperative to have LIRS and real estate to have LIRS, because it's the same staff working for the cooperative, and they are still the same staff working for the real estate.
Okay, so, thank you very much. Mr. Samuel, do you want to talk?
No.
Okay, so if I can get your question, your company has they have a corporate and a insurance real estate. Both the employees they work for both real estate and the other one. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. But they still bear the same CAC. They carry the same CAC documents or whatever.
Different CAC.
Yeah. You guys need to pay differently. since they carry different CAC?
My
Are they
concern
using
is
the same? Are they using the same building?
they are using the same building.
Mr. Samuel, please, can you answer this question because
The real estate is a separate body, and I don't know if cooperative is a separate body. It's a cooperative society.
I understand your question.
So
I understand your question.
So they don't pay company income tax for the cooperative. They pay company income tax for the real estate. Moreover, they've not even started paying any tax for it. I'm trying to incorporate paying.
You know what? Since you've not started paying for the real estate, just stay low. They will, if they eventually get to know, they'll write a letter to you guys to, if they detect your complaint, they'll write a letter for you. Okay, why have you not been paying payee for this so person on real estate? But for now, you guys can still be paying the previous one that you are paying. But just be expecting letter from them, but don't just disclose it for them for now, because you should understand what I'm saying. But just keep paying the one that you'll be paying.
Will there be any penalty whenever they come?
There's no any penalty. There's no any penalty. Once they write you a letter, okay, you need to pay. Okay, the moment they give you a letter, that's when you start. If the letter came in around maybe this March, so they ask you to start filing and payee for your staff, so you can just start the process and you can start remitting next month. So there's no any penalty whatever.
The issue now is that the real estate does not have registration with LIRS at all.
How are you guys be remitting then?
We've been remitting for cooperative, not for the real estate.
Your question is confusing though, because you said they don't have any registration. Okay, how do you guys remit? Did you have a registration number with C blah 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 blah?
We have a registration number with LIRS for cooperative. And like I said it's two separate.
Mr. Adiwale, you know what? Can you just chat me on my DM? I'll drop my WhatsApp on the group so we can discuss this one, so other people can talk about this. We can have another question.
Sorry. My name is Faliti. Let me ask this person question. Person that asked the question, I want to get a clarification. Now, the real estate and the cooperative, do you register them separately?
Yes, they are separate.
Is the real estate
We are hoping that things get better in the later on so that we can continue rejoicing about the